I've got a new property for you here today. It's a 1/10 of an acre in Twisp, Washington. My name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. What we do is we buy and sell raw vacant land, trying to focus on unique and epic properties. In this video, I'm going to cover a lot of FAQs. I'm going to go over common questions. I'm going to talk about what I know about this property, target audience, some potential ideas with the property. I'm going to go over the location. I'm going to teach you how you can go view the property on your own using GPS coordinates and all that good stuff. I'll talk about utilities. I'll talk about the geotech report that we got done. It is good news. The property appears to be buildable based on this geotech report that Wilco has done. So I want to pause on the photos for a quick minute because there are some good aerial photos of the actual land itself. And so here's the property itself right here. I'm kind of circling it with my cursor. And it's a cool location. Like, the main selling point is we're in Twisp, Washington. If you're unfamiliar with this area, I'm going to pull it up on a map and talk about it a little bit. But it's the heart of the Methow Valley. I mean, you've got the Methow River running through the area. You've got the Twisp River right here. It's really the gateway to the North Cascades. You've got Winthrop, you've got Mazama, you've got the North Cascades, Mount Baker. It's on the east side of the Cascade Range, and it's really a cool little, I guess, ski town, kind of mountain town. Like I said, it's really in the heart of the valley here. And again, you go a little bit further south, you're right here in Lake Chelan. So when you think about a property, it's like, this is, your access to central Washington. This is your access to the Cascades is what I'm trying to say. So your access to the Cascades. Say that 3 times, that'll be a tongue twister. And so we're talking about a residential buildable property too, right? And so we have city utilities and all that good stuff for the property. We've had a geotech report done that checks out for development. So there's a lot of good things going for it. And we're coming in priced with our inventory. We're in the business of moving land fast. That's our business, right? We wholesale properties. We offer cash discounts for cash buyers. We do offer seller financing for a lot of our properties. And so we're in the business of moving land fairly fast. I'd like to think we offer some of the best, value out there and some of the best prices out there for a land investment. So again, it's not the biggest property. It might not be, the sexiest property, but it's a really cool location. That location's worth $1 million. And it's, like I said, we've had the geotech report done. It is, potentially buildable. It is developable property, right? Like, city utilities are available at the street. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So, like I said, it's really your way to get a foot in the door in Twisp, Washington for a really affordable price. Get creative with what you do with it. We see a lot of our customers doing tiny homes, doing unique type of developments. That old school way of developing from 20, 30, 40 years ago, there's so much new technology out there, and there's new ways to develop and build in these properties than we've ever seen before. And that's changing every year, right? There's new advancements every year in how to develop on these properties. So again, talking about the location, that's enough going through the photos. This is another really good bird's eye view, but we can see the photos. I'll go back to a good aerial image that I have, and this is just looking at the town of Twisp. But just want to touch on one, going to the front again, showing you the last, like, an aerial image. This is the property right here, right? Power's right there. And going down to utilities, we've got that shared here. Power's right there in front of the property. The lot is in town. You can connect to town water and sewer. Water lines in the street, passing the lot. Sewer lines are in the street on Maker Street in front of the lot. So, right, a really developable, opportunity to build in Twisp, Washington. And for those who want to go visit the property, the next thing I want to touch on, and even before I touch on viewings and where the property is located, I want to show you, county zoning. So like I said, it's the zoning here, just in a nutshell, is geared towards building a residence. They probably don't want you camping or living out of a tent on the property, right? But they want you to build a single family residence, essentially. Maybe it's an Airbnb, maybe it's your vacation home, maybe you want to move to Twisp full time, whatever the demand. You can read more about the zoning of the property right here with the town of Twisp, Washington. Right. So we have a link to go read a little bit more about that. If you have more questions, something specific you want to talk to the county about or the city about, give the city a call, maybe give the county a call and talk about the zoning. But I think the city would be a good starting point for development there. Or even a better starting point is probably going to be contacting a local builder and just talking to him about this property. So like I said, I'm using the GPS coordinates. I'm pulling up the location on a map. I've given you a bird's eye view. Great location. Awesome. Onyx Maps is my favorite app to use for land viewings. And I plug in the GPS coordinates right here. And actually, I have the upgraded version. So if you go to layers, I can see actually private ownership. And you can see we purchased the property from this person. Again, this is an overlay. It's a GIS overlay. A true survey is going to indicate your true boundaries of the property. That shouldn't be that expensive for something like this. It may even be marked when you go out to the property. We did buy this sight unseen. I had my photographer go out there and take those photos that we looked at. But this app gives you a good idea when you're out on the property and looking at it where the property lines are. Another thing you can look for is like natural features in the landscape, like the corner of this person's house. I think the neighbors are probably pretty close to the boundaries of the property. So something you might look for, and this technically comes up to Mager Street. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of see even the neighbor might even be, kind of, starting to push over, which isn't an issue. Just go get a survey. It's a buildable property. There's a lot of space in front of it, especially from the photos we saw. Like I said, some of the photos our photographer took are really great photos showing the property. You can see the property down in here as I zoom in. So there's a lot of space to build. Like I said, I would get a survey if I were going to build. I'd see where the corners of my lot were. I'd get a builder out there. I'd get some opinions on that. Maybe you're somebody with that skill set and you don't need to do any of that. But that would be where I started, just contacting local builders, contacting the city about it, and maybe getting a survey done. Otherwise, if you're just going to buy it and hold it, none of that's probably necessary. If you're just looking for a land investment in Twisp and you're going to do something with it someday, it's a lot of our customers. Hey, I don't have any plans today, but someday down the road, I'm going to build on this. And so I want to talk about that. At the end of the video, I want to talk about comparable sales. We talked about how to go visit the property using GPS coordinates. It should be pretty easy to identify. I pulled it up here on Google Earth, Google Maps. You can even see street views down here. I think I should be able to pull into street views if this loads correctly, which it's not, of course. But, so we've talked about viewings. We've talked about doing some of that stuff. The last thing I want to show you is a geotech report. Just ask our sales team, ask me, ask anybody in our office. We can send you a copy of this. We had a site visit done by Anderson Geotech. And again, I'm not going to go through the whole project with you, but the summary of this project is, yes, the property is buildable. Is there some dirt work that needs to be done? Yes, but this whole report goes through some of that. You can always call Anderson to chat with them a little bit about it, call a local builder, give it to the local builder, whatever you want to do. But again, this was a good kind of a value add opportunity that Wilco had to do, just making sure the site was feasible to be built on, right? That's what we're aiming for in this feasibility test. The last thing I want to touch on is just the real estate values. To me, what we're advertising is it's an opportunity to get into Twisp probably for less than anybody else is. And I just am pulling up comps on Zillow here. This is just land for sale. There's nothing for sale in Twisp, right? This area, it's a supply and demand thing. There's no supply, right? This is a pretty sought after little community in town that probably is only going to get more and more expensive. I mean, that's what we're seeing in these mountain towns, in these ski towns. There is actually a little ski resort over here. For those interested, they've got a ski bowl right here. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, this is a ski town. In my opinion, I mean, that's as cool as it comes, right? A ma and pa ski resort, like those are few and far between in today's day and age. And that's really cool. And there's a lot of mountain biking out here, it looks like too. So we're right at the heart of Okanogan National Forest, a lot of good mountain biking, a lot of good skiing out here in Twisp, Washington. And just reiterating the value, I mean, you can buy 3.6 acres for almost 300,000. Like this is your opportunity to get into Twisp for under $100,000. And even looking at sold comps, if I zoom in here, like in the town of Twisp, where we're located, it's like right in here. I mean, there's nothing in Twisp, 135 for 10,000 square feet, 115 for 0.3, 0.2 for 141. I have it sorted low to high on the right-hand side here, and the cheapest in-town lot is selling for 115. So like I said, we're trying to create, value with our land investments too. We want to offer a below market offering and value to the buyer. We went through the geotech report to confirm that buildability is an option here. Again, it's going to come down to you as a buyer to make sure that this is going to fit your needs and wants as a property. And I say this in all my videos. This is my disclaimer saying, hey, this isn't real estate advice. This isn't legal advice. You as a buyer are responsible to conduct your own due diligence and make sure the property is going to work for what you want to do. We sell all of our land as is here at Wilco Land. I'm happy to have a conversation, happy to have a high level, like I said, chat with you about a property and what we do here. we can get you in touch with a local real estate agent, whatever you need to do to make sure it's the right fit for you. Just get with us. We're happy to have that conversation. I do have some other property in Washington. We do buy and sell all over the Western United States. So I'll roll through the homepage here, showing you what we have. We've got some stuff out in Riverside, Washington, if you're looking for something more remote. We've got land in Montana, South Dakota, Oregon, Carline Beach, in Olympia, Washington, Idaho. So you name it, we've got a lot of different type of land investments out there. And get with me here, Miles at Wilco Land. If you do have any questions, you can reach me at 605-299-5553. And I appreciate you tuning into this video.